Hi, I'm Inder, and I struggled with chronic fatigue syndrome for around 6 years. I developed chronic fatigue syndrome when I was at university in my final year, and I spent most of my 20s in recovery. My symptoms were so bad that I was in bed pretty much all day, every day. If I ever had to leave the house for an activity, it would take me at least 2 or 3 days, sometimes a week, just to muster up the strength. But once I performed that activity and come home, I would be absolutely wiped out for at least a week. For me, my biggest symptom was actually brain fog, just trouble thinking, trouble reading, writing, just trying to stay focused. It was just any sort of cognitive activity that required any sort of mental effort, forget about it. It just wasn't an option when I was recovering. So the three things that I found most helpful, I would say the first was definitely nutritional therapy. I was lucky enough to work with someone who was very experienced in my symptoms, and was able to identify some physical barriers that helped that was causing my symptoms, and that ultimately helped my recovery. So things like viral infections, chronic infections, Lyme disease, heavy metals like aluminium buildup, detoxification problems, and gut issues. So nutritional therapy was definitely a big change, which definitely allowed me just to be able to get out of bed and resume a more normal life. The second thing was the Gupta Program. Hugely profound. That really also was a game changer for me. Once the physical issues were addressed, the Gupta Program helped, I think, address a lot of the mental barriers to recovery. And the third thing I would say was actually self-acceptance, and really being aware of who I really was, or who I am. I would say that a lot of my symptoms, or actually just developing chronic fatigue syndrome, occurred because I wasn't really accepting who I was, and I was trying to be something I wasn't. And actually, I think doing a lot of the work, what I call psycho-spiritual work, that helps really connect the person to who they really are, I think can have a huge impact on recovery. So I'd say it's those three things actually. So nutritional therapy, the Gupta Program, and just self-acceptance, or reconnecting with who I really was, or who I really am. I would say if you're going through chronic fatigue syndrome at the moment, and I say this a lot to my clients and the people who come to me for help, I say the same thing, which is there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is plenty of time to recover, because I know it can feel like life is just completely hopeless when you're experiencing those symptoms. So I would say that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Be patient, be kind to yourself, accept where you are right now, and trust that there are people in your country, or there are people certainly in this world, who have the experience to help you. When I was sort of in the depths of despair, in the middle of my condition, the thing that kept me going was the idea that there has got to be somebody on this earth who is able to help, who knows what to do, who knows what I'm going through. And actually, it was that sort of insight that kept me positive and kept me pushing forward.